Hi, my name is Corrine. I'm 18 years old and I'm going to be a sophomore at Middlebury College in Vermont this upcoming fall. I'm a Russian English joint major and I'm really excited about it. But I wouldn't be where I am now if it wasn't for Dr. Tron. I used to be a really serious soccer player and an athlete. I would run 6 miles a day, and then January 25th, 2009, I was in a near-death skiing accident where I broke both bones in my left leg and had to get rods put in. And then I also hit my head on a tree and suffered severe nerve damage and a concussion. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks, out of school for 3 months. When I was in 8th grade, I was 13 at the time, and I thought that was it. But when I started going back to school and went to high school, I realized that I couldn't concentrate, I couldn't focus. I woke up every day, 5 to 7 days a week, with an excruciating migraine, and I didn't know what to do. I thought it was all in my head for a while, and I would talk to my doctor about it, and he kind of just didn't really pay attention to me. Eventually I started to see neurologists, and they just gave me medication and suggested I go see a psychiatrist or something, and I began to think that maybe I was crazy until there were days I tried to go to school, I couldn't go to school, I couldn't see, I could barely, sometimes I couldn't even, there was just no way I was playing soccer. I would go to practice or something, and I would run for a second, and I would just be in excruciating pain in my head all over, and then on top of all that, because of my nerve damage, I felt like my legs and my arms were weak and I couldn't control them, and there was just no way that I could ever play at the same level again. I had trauma-induced asthma because of the nerves that were affected in my spine gave me asthma. It was awful, and I didn't know, no 13-year-old, 14-year-old, nobody actually should have to go through that. And nobody should have to be told that they think that there's something wrong when there isn't, because I know there was something wrong. Nobody should feel that awful all the time. And basically, one day I just told my mom, I can't do this anymore. I'm tired of going numb when I put my chin to my chest, and I want to be normal again. I'm tired of having headaches. And so she decided that we were done with the neurologist and done with medication after medication. I think I was on 5 to 10 medications a day trying to cope with pain, and eventually I just stopped taking it all and just dealt with it. There's nothing else I can do. Luckily I'm young and I could kind of power through, but it was really rough. My mom found a doctor in Colorado and was willing to fly me out there to go to see her, because she did something similar to what they do here at Specific Chiropractic, but I was really skeptical at first, to be honest with you, when I heard about it. Really skeptical. How can somebody claim that they can just eliminate all of these things? But I was wrong. I came here and I got an x-ray, which nobody had ever done on my neck before after my accident, and I found that it was severely misaligned, and it was amazing to see physical proof that I was actually damaged. And Dr. Tron was so kind, and he so understanding, and he really cared about what I was going through, and he wanted to make me better. So I took a bunch of surveys and it's called the MIDAS scale, the Migraine Disability Assessment, and I was labeled as severely disabled, and on my headache disability index I was an 82%, and that is one of the highest, if not the highest, headache disability scale rating that Dr. Tron has ever seen. If that tells you anything about what I was going through. Within a few months of coming down to Charleston I live 5 hours away in North Carolina, I drove down here every day, or every other week, or a couple of times a month for a while to get treatment, and as much as I could. And within the first 2 days or 2 treatments, I felt incredibly better. And then one day I woke up and I said, Mom, I think something's different. And I realized I didn't have a headache for the first time in approximately 3 years. This was probably the end of my sophomore, maybe my junior year of high school. And since then, my headache disability and my migraines have stopped completely. I don't go numb anymore. I don't have asthma anymore. I can concentrate better in school. Actually, a lot better. That's how I'm able to go to college and do all the things that I do. I play sports again with such ferocity, actually, that I think that I overtrain sometimes. It's amazing. My headache score has actually gotten to 0 now. Basically, any sign that I was ever in an extremely traumatic skiing accident, except for scars that I have on my left leg, are gone. I couldn't be happier with the way that my life has turned out. I mean, it's almost like without Dr. Tron's help, I would never be where I am today, and I can't stress enough how important his impact and like his role in my life is, because without him I wouldn't have deadlifted 165 pounds yesterday for the first time in my life, and I wouldn't be running less than a 7-minute mile now, and I wouldn't be in the best shape of my life, and I wouldn't be happy in Vermont at school living my life as an 18-year-old should. And I think that if there's anything that I learned most about this, is I've always been really skeptical of doctors, especially since I went to neurologists and they just told me that I was crazy and gave me medication. But it's that there are good doctors out there and they will help you and you will get better. And doctors are like that, or doctors like Dr. Tron, who actually cares and has been through an experience similar to mine. If you didn't know, he broke his back when he was 12. I don't know if he wanted me to say that, but basically it's just that he really does care and he really does know what he's talking about, and he really will make you better if you give him the chance. And that's all I have to say. So I'm gonna go live my life, and I hope that you can do the same one day.